Now to start adding the views, you simply need to go to this tab right here, the view palette, and it will show you all the views of our current part. Now, in this case, I'll start with this top view, and you need to be careful when selecting this main view because all the other views will be linked with this one. So in this case, I'll select this top view and drag it and drop it right here in the drawing, maybe right here. All right, now if you move your mouse, it will show all the other projected views. For example, here we have the top view, we have the right view, and if you move it here, that's the isometric view. We also have several options for the next view. Now the next view which we are about to create, well, we have all these options. Now let's see what these options are. Well, the first one here is the configuration. So if you have already built a configuration, you can select this option. For example, in this case, I do have two configurations, the default and less holes. So maybe I'll just select less holes. And now if I move it right here, you'll notice that the isometric view has less holes than this main view. So it has changed the configuration. Of course, I'll change that back to normal. So you can select default or you can select default link to parent. In this case, it will use whatever the configuration is used in the parent view, which is this one. All right, now we have options for adding arrows, and this is especially helpful for creating section and other views. In this case, we can ignore it. If you have built display states, it will show up in this list. And once again, you can select a display state from the available list. As you can see, we just have one, so it's not required. Then we have the display style. Now, as you can see in this case, it is using this hidden lines remove display style. But if you want to, you can change it to something else like this shaded one. So now if we add the isometric or any other view, it will just use that shaded view. Maybe I'll just click here and add the isometric view with this shaded style. All right, now for all the other views, well, once again, we have the same set of options. So let's see what other options we have. Now we are just making this third view. So the scale here is, well, three options again. Use parent scale. Now parent scale is the scale of this parent view. So whatever the scale is used for this one, it will use that. You can also use this second option, which is use sheet scale, and then that's going to use the sheet scale, which is right here. And then you can also choose your own scale. So you can select a custom scale and then select it from this list, or you can specify your own scale right here. In this case, I'll select use parent scale. Then we have the dimension type, which is projected or true. Now we'll talk about this in a moment. But before that, let's see what else we have. So we have the cosmetic thread display. If you have added threads in your drawing, you can select between high quality or draft quality. In this case, we'll just ignore this one too. And with that, I'll just add one view here on the top and another view right here on this side. All right. And with that, simply click OK and we have it added. Now we have this center mark added, so maybe I'll just select it all using this big window and I'll select it and delete it so that we have a clean view. Also, we have this isometric view, which I'll just select this boundary and I'll move it on the side. Now, you can move your isometric view independent of this parent view, but if you try moving these other projected views, it won't move independently. It can only move in the projected direction. The same with this view. And if you move the parent view, the other projected views will move with them. Now, if you want to break this alignment, you can do that very easily. So select the view which you want to break, then right click and select alignment and select break alignment. And now the view is completely free to move. If you want to realign this, right click, alignment and select default alignment. You can also select other options from this list. In this case, I'll select default alignment. Now, if you try moving any view, it will move only when you select this boundary. And if you click anywhere inside the boundary, the view won't move, and rather you'll just get this kind of window. If you want to select this view irrespective of its boundary selection, then press and hold Alt key on your keyboard. And now if you move your cursor inside, it will always select the view. So no matter where you are clicking, it will allow you to select the view and move it. But that's going to happen only as long as your Alt key is pressed.